And hello and welcome to the second episode of Fraidy Geeks 2.0,
2.0, the soft reboot
the soft reboot.
of Fraidy Geeks.
Sounds like a light jazz station. Welcome to the soft reboot. And here's some Miles Davis.
Hey,
My name is Dan. I am joined by Scott. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing good. Sorry, I'm cutting off your intro.
Oh, you're fine.
Bad co-host.
Yes, you're a horrible co-host, sir. I'm going to kick you now. And today we are ending, well, for now anyway, John Carpenter month with Halloween. And only Halloween.
We're definitely going to circle back to John Carpenter.
Yes, we still didn't cover Prince of Darkness. I love that one. Yes, it's dumb. I know, gentle viewer, but I still love it. Scott, how about a synopsis?
All right, so this is the originator of the whole Michael Myers thing. And someone would say the beginning of the end, because Michael Myers has been done to death. But the first two are both pretty good. But yes, Halloween, you have this deranged man who inexplicably kills his sister.
Yes.
Yes, and so therefore he's put into a mental facility, and then they're going to transport him to like a high security place because they're going to put him on trial, I think. And then escapes, and then all hell breaks loose from there.
Yeah. He basically stalks a bunch of babysitters when he goes back to his hometown.
Yep, because they're in the process of selling his mother's house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess that was something. But nobody would buy it anyway.
Right. That's true. But they dropped like the keys off or something.
Yeah, because the kids later are all scared of it. I don't know if that's part one or I'm just bleeding into two. No, that's one.
Is it?
Yeah, because the whole
point of contention in the sequels as well as the Myers house.
Yeah, it's not the same house half the time. But
it's the next one, his cousin's house.
His cousin's house is his grandpa's old army buddy's house.
His uncle, brother, landlord's cousin.
now it's Busta Rhymes' house. Hey, I do like that one for a couple reasons. I like that he goes toe to toe with Michael Myers for a brief second.
Yeah.
It's just Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes.
If anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be Busta Rhymes.
That's true.
Okay. I've seen this film like countless times. It is one of my favorite horror movies in general.
And it's definitely one of those things where like you can definitely see its influence in pretty much every horror movie since.
Yeah, there were a couple before this. Sorry. that had the tropes going, like Black Christmas, another one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Also has the people stalked in a house and the final girl and stuff like that. But I guess we'll get to that one later.
Yeah.
I like that the whole thing is very minimalistic.
Yes.
And that lets one of my favorite parts of the whole movie shine, and that's Donald Pleasance. Because that man just like chews up the scenery the whole time.
Yeah.
Pleasance plays, Michael's doctor, who has chased. Yes. Yeah. And he chases him back to his hometown because he has an inkling that what he's gonna do is just resume the killing spree that he started. And like every scene that he's in is just a master class in acting. He's with the cop guy, the sheriff. And the sheriff is just normal sheriff guy. He's like, oh yeah, there's a oh God, there's a dead dog over there. What did that?
Yeah.
And Loomis is like, it's not a man.
Yeah, no, he's so like over the top. It's just
Yeah,
incredible.
but he's so good.
I guess
That's
also I just
good.
I just realized we should probably clarify that we're talking about the 1978 Halloween and not the 2007
Oh,
one.
oh yeah, I totally like bleached that from my memory.
Yeah,
Uh,
because we're talking about Donald Pleasance and not Malcolm McDowell. So if anybody is confused,
and I like Malcolm
I
McDowell.
love Malcolm McDowell. I
Just
don't really like
not a fan.
2007's Halloween, but
That's what we can do since we're not doing In the Mouth of Madness, and I apologize that the title says that,
yeah.
but we didn't have time to watch it.
Well, I
So,
didn't. You've seen it.
okay, I watched it, but
Yeah.
whatever. We can compare old Halloween and new Halloween. That'll
Yeah.
be fun. Come on, buddy.
I mean, I'll do it like at the end, but I don't really feel like talking about that film.
Fair enough.
Zombie.
All right. What do we got about Halloween? What do you got about Halloween?
I agree with what you were saying. I love the kind of simplicity of it. I mean, it's just kind of such a simple, contained story. The like the music is really atmospheric and creepy and cool. The cinematography is all very tight. You know, it's very much like a John Carpenter film. And yeah, like I said, like a lot of the tropes, you know, you watch this movie and you're like, oh, I understand, like, you know, a lot of the things that have come after, and then like, you know, the parodies, like you've got the couple who have sex and then get murdered immediately afterwards. Kind of, I don't know if this was the first movie to do that, but it was definitely one of the early ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got like the final girl barely escaping, and then the ambiguous ending where you know the kid, oh, his body was right here. Where'd he go?
which leads to one of my favorite movie lines of all time in the sequel. When the cop pulls up to pick up Loomis, he's like, "I shot him 6 times."
Yeah, very good continuity.
Yeah. Except if you notice in the opening minutes of part 2, when Loomis is shooting Michael Myers, there's 7 gunshots.
Really?
Yeah. There's only 6 in the first movie.
Yeah, no, I know he shoots him 6 times, and
I've seen these way too many times.
I guess I haven't watched the second one nearly as much to know that it's 7 shots. Maybe he just missed. So he shot him 6 times, but he missed once.
He missed one. It just winged out the window. Yeah, like Carpenter in this film like gets more mileage out of shots of like darkened stairways and old 70s furniture than like most horror films do now.
Yeah, no, it definitely, the set design is very good, because it's just so like, it's just such like normal. I mean, yeah, it's just like everyday houses, and then you got the creepy Michael Myers house.
Yes, which I mean, you go into a couple times, but it doesn't really play that much of a part in this. Like there's jump scares, but they're not like stupid jump scares. Like Myers stalks everybody, and he shows up in the background, and he like slides into the foreground when she puts the keys on the front porch. He's behind the door, and you get that neat little. I don't even know how they made that sound, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, the sound design.
Yeah, I mean,
it's super impressive.
It's very simplistic. Like pretty much the whole soundtrack is just John Carpenter on a keyboard.
Yeah, I love when John Carpenter scores his own films.
Yeah.
It's so effective because I mean he knows what he wants to do with the music in that scene, rather than having like someone else interpret like what the music should sound like. Like he's the one who wrote and directed it, so he's like, I know how I want the I know what the atmosphere should feel like.
Yeah, like I really like the soundtrack from Escape from New York.
Yeah,
which was also just him. But
just him on a keyboard.
for the most part, yeah.
We did the music for The Thing too.
I didn't really notice music in The Thing, but
there's not a whole lot, and he did. I think he did at least half the music for Halloween too. So,
well, I mean, it's still his theme,
right? But I think he did. He had. I think he helped a little bit as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the story of that one was. I know that he got pulled and they brought in another guy to put in a lot more blood.
He was still like credit producer, but he didn't direct it. I remember that.
Or did he put in more blood over the other guy's head? I don't remember. But I know there was a story, but I am just totally reporting it wrong. Because that's what you get at Fraidy Geeks is parts of stories that are wrong.
A lot of don't quote us on that. A lot of those.
There you go. I like that all the characters have banter that doesn't make me want to strangle them personally.
Yes.
That's something else you don't get now. Like if this was remade, like in the last 2 decades, you would.
What's it going to be?
Well, no, not the Rob Zombie one. I mean by like a major studio with some not really known director. Like the whole soundtrack would be like some crappy kind of hard rock band like Nickelback or something. and you would immediately hate it. Basically that movie would be Valentine. I don't know if you've seen that.
I have not.
If you want something really bad, just go out and pick that up because it does not deliver in any way, shape, or form.
I don't really want to watch it now. You?
It's so good, just not in any way it was intended. It just makes me laugh and laugh. Anyway,
back to the task at hand.
Yes, back to Halloween. All the characters seem relatively real life, except for Michael Myers, who can't be killed, right, and his Dr. Loomis, who was just like rampantly eating the scenery.
But even then, like, this movie doesn't really. I think the other movies kind of took the whole he can't be killed thing and like ran with it, whereas this is just like, oh, we shot him and now and then he disappeared, so it's like, oh, spooky or whatever. All the other movies are like, he's invulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, he does get stabbed in the neck.
Yeah.
By Laurie, who's Jamie Lee Curtis, when she was an unknown.
Yeah.
In this, oh yeah. Did you know the mask was an old Captain Kirk mask?
Yes, it is an old Bill Shatner mask. All the paint has been rubbed off
and turned whitish blue.
Yeah. Yes, I did know that.
I just find that amusing.
Yeah, no, I love little bits of trivia like that.
They should have left the William Shatner bit on it.
Just had it be just have it be a Bill Shatner mask. It
would be just a frightening tall, Bill Shatner just, knifing people. I would still be amused.
Yeah.
It's like that one flick where it's the guy in the Nixon mask.
Yeah. Have you seen Baby Driver?
I have not.
There's a part in it where they need masks for a heist that they're going to pull. And he says, get Michael Myers masks. And the dude gets like Austin Power masks.
Nice.
So yeah, I chuckle at that reference. And of course, he's like talking about like, he starts getting it confused with like Jason Voorhees and stuff like that. And it's just like, yeah. It's a funny play on the overused slasher character, but
fair enough. Yeah, this had a whole lot of movies grabbing at its tails too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you had The Burning in '81. Uh, The Prowler. I don't know if that predates this or doesn't. I got a feeling it came after this, and then of course Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And then Halloween 4 through whatever. I mean, to be completely honest, I liked 4. I kind of liked 5, and 6 has its good parts.
It's so hard to keep them all straight.
6 was the one that they. Oh man, I forget the actor dude who was in it, but that it was the whole Thorn cult thing. Mm-hmm. And if you get the producer's cut, there's this like completely dumb plot line where like they stop Michael with runes that are just on rocks and they put him on the ground.
Damn you back to hell.
Yeah, I mean it's not even as cool as like, you know, Jason Goes to Hell, you know, when Freddy grabs him or something. He just stands there and he doesn't move, and for some reason like the quote unquote good guys just kind of like stand around him. They're like, they don't run away or anything. It's just like, oh, look, runes.
It's like the end of It.
Yeah, kind of. Oh wait, we got to split up again.
Oh boy.
Here we go. We can just talk about It for a while. It did have some anthrax in it, the new one, so that was a plus. Anthrax the band, not anthrax.
Yeah, not the.
Well, it might have. It did have a leper. He may have had anthrax as well.
Oh.
I was gonna run with that shit, man. Yeah, I'm fully aware that if you're listening to this, you probably have seen Halloween at least once. I'm not entirely sure what else I can say.
Yeah.
Scott, you got anything?
I can't really think of. I'm trying to think of like anything else that really like stood out to me. I mean, it's just such a it's still such a solid flick. It holds up really well, as with most John Carpenter movies.
Yeah. I mean, even Ghosts of Mars I thought was pretty watchable, even though it got panned.
I've never seen it. I know it's one of his later films, but
it's all right.
What do you think about this new one that's coming out?
You know, I want to be angry when these trailers drop.
Mm-hmm.
And
actually, I haven't seen the trailer yet.
I was talking to the other guys because that dropped like the first day of Comic-Con here, and like that one and Suspiria before it, like I want to be angry, like they're gonna remake that, roar, you know, and get like my nerd pitchfork going,
right?
But it seems solid. I mean, that trailer was good. The Suspiria trailer is also good. They both look really cool. Like the new Halloween movie, like pretty much just wipes everything clean except the first movie.
Yeah, it's like it's supposed to be everything except the first movie never happened or something like that. It's just like disregard all, and it's gonna be like it's got a bunch of the original people back. Like I know Jamie Lee Curtis and what's his face? Nick Castle are all back in it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it's like I'm interested.
Jamie Lee Curtis looks like a badass in that trailer too.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's got her like crazy lady eyes going on there. She's got a rifle. She's like, I'm gonna kill him.
How do you know how involved John Carpenter is?
His name was all over it, but I don't know if it was in passing or not.
I think he's just kind of a consultant. Like, I don't think he really is doing anything.
Halloween 2018.
But I know it kind of got his, like, stamp of approval or something.
John Carpenter serves as a composer, executive producer, and creative consultant.
So basically, not really a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean,
when they say composer, I'm sure they just mean they use his theme.
Yeah. Like, here's a bunch of money. I will stand over here and watch you make this film.
Yeah.
That's what I get out of that.
But like, yeah, like last I heard, he was like, he like saw what they had to present, and he said he was impressed. So
awesome.
So
I mean,
see.
it looks cool. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm saying this from a trailer, and trailers make everything look cool.
Right. I mean, there are definitely some good trailers out there for bad movies.
That were bad movies.
Yeah.
Remember Transformers?
I remember being hyped up about the Prometheus trailer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's another horror movie that I remember being really excited for because the trailer was pretty good, and I was like, "Let's do it, let's go." But
I didn't not like Prometheus, but I didn't think it was great.
It didn't meet what I expected.
It was too long. It had too many dumb scenes in it, I thought.
Yeah, and it was too non-related to the main Alien franchise. And then the one after that was too related to the main Alien franchise. So it's like,
I didn't even see that one.
Covenant wasn't great.
I was gonna pick it up and then I didn't. It's what I always do with movies. It's like, well, man, I got to go see that, and then it's like I got to pick that up, and then I don't. Like 5 years later, I'll watch it and be like, "Yeah, that's pretty good."
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of how I am with most releases.
Yeah, I mean,
unless I really want to see it.
I need to go see Ant-Man. I probably won't.
Oh, the new one?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll see it. I like the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see it, but I'll see it like 3 years down the road. I don't know. Sometimes that works in my favor. I mean, I've heard about the X-Men movies.
Yeah. All right, back to Halloween. I don't want to get into.
Damn it, man. We got it. Okay. Sorry, I'm just rambling at this point.
Well, that's what we do here at 3 Geeks.
Yes. Welcome to 3 Geeks. If this is your first time listening,
it's Fraidy Geeks. We're talking about X-Men.
Yeah. What the hell?
You should be afraid of terrible movies.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, you should.
But yes, do you have anything else to add about Halloween?
It's awesome, and if you haven't seen it, you've been hiding under a rock, and you really should.
Can't really call yourself a horror fan if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's true. But we would like you to keep listening. So even if you are not at all horror related,
I'm encouraging you to watch a good movie,
yes,
because I know you're going to enjoy yourself, and you'll thank us later.
Yes, or you'll just shit your pants and never listen to us again. But sorry.
I don't know if I'd call the first Halloween like pants shitting scary, but it's definitely still tense. But like today's horror standards, there's probably a lot of people like, you didn't have any jump scares.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you actually care about the characters at least a little bit. I mean, as jaded as I am with as many horror movies as I've watched, I still kind of feel bad for them.
Yeah, there's not really like, a bunch of annoying characters like, man, I can't wait for this person to die.
I mean, that dude just wanted to get a beer for him and his girlfriend, and he ends up being some kind of wall decoration. I love the head turn there too. It's like, did I do that? Yeah, I did.
Right through this chest.
All right, so let's get on to the score.
2 geeks from me.
3 geeks from me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite horror movie, but it's definitely up there. So it's like I would definitely recommend other people to see it.
And as a consensus, since Jason can't be here, I'm going to give him a 2.5.
Well, we'll probably do In the Mouth of Madness with Jason whenever.
Yeah. Hopefully next time. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna just keep doing John Carpenter until we run out.
That's all we're gonna do ever is just John Carpenter movies. It's like we got the student film from him, and
we've run out of John Carpenter stuff. Fraidy Geeks is over.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Really quick, the Rob Zombie Halloween, because I believe it needs to be talked about.
If you want to know how not to do a remake,
yes,
you should go watch the Rob Zombie 2007.
Yeah, sure.
The Rob Zombie 2007. I mean, because it's like it hits like more or less the same beats, but it just does it like wrong. Like
my problem with that one is that in the original Halloween, Michael Myers is relatively mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all we really know about him was that as a kid, he killed his sister. Then he spent a lot of time in the hospital. Then now he's back out killing people, except now he's a lot bigger and has a scary mask on.
Right.
In that one, it's more interested in showing in the new one. It tries to show you how he got that way, and he was a messed up kid because his parents are like complete assholes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
And
they like it's like all flashbacks and shit.
yeah, and that whole part goes completely overboard in my opinion. Like he can't just have like bad, a bad upbringing or like a couple bad people in his life that do something to him that's irreparable. It's just like it's everyone in his family is made of literal dog shit. and I mean, well, that is an interesting psychological study, I guess. It's not Michael Myers,
right? Yeah, no, whenever you explain it, it gets it's less scary.
Like
it's like what's that? It was one of the Hannibal movies where they like show like his backstory.
Hannibal Rising.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a samurai now movie.
It's because like I like the Hannibal TV show, but like yeah, Hannibal Rising is all about like oh, why does he eat people, and it like goes into like exactly how he got from start to where he is now, and it's like it just takes all the mystery and creepiness out of it. It's like, oh, like, well, now everything's been revealed, so I know everything about this character, and now he's not scary anymore.
Yeah, actually, Hannibal was my favorite one of all of those. But yeah, the whole Hannibal Rising thing. What's that?
Second one?
Yes.
Hannibal. Yuck, dude.
The whole Mason Verger character, I think is awesome. But anyway, yeah, when you tell everybody what the backstory of the big bad evil thing is, they can't imagine it for themselves, and it just kind of becomes commonplace.
Right, because like what you can imagine is always going to be scarier than like the explanation.
Yeah, like in the first Halloween, you get Loomis saying, "Oh yeah, that kid's pure evil. He didn't say a word for 15 years, stole the car, starts stabbing people." In the newer one, Loomis is like, "Oh yeah, he's a messed up kid, and I wrote this book about him, and and now he's out stabbing people." I mean, you get the same net result, but it's not as scary.
Yeah, it's just I'm trying to think. It's hard to like describe, but it's like a lot of movies from that kind of era. McDonald-ified, like it's just so much easier to consume because everything's like so like painstakingly described and laid out for the viewer. It doesn't ask the viewer to like have any kind of sense of imagination or critical thinking or anything like that. It's just all like just presents it as it is, and that's it. There's nothing really like deeper under it. So
that's like we were talking on the Animaniacs episode about Rick and Morty versus Family Guy.
Right.
Family Guy explains all the jokes. Rick and Morty just figures if you got it, cool. If you didn't, we'll move on.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're going.
But
and sometimes like I understand like Family Guy, like explaining the joke is the joke, like ha 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 ha. It's so like we stopped to explain it. It's so obvious. That's funny. Blah blah blah.
But usually it's not, and that's where it got bad.
Just comes off as condescending and stupid. And
since you're dumb, here you go.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel about this movie, is that they just don't trust the audience to be able to read anything into it or pick up on subtleties or anything. So it's all just kind of dry, you know.
We're gonna make Stepdad so over the top that you can't help but. and they really did. So you know. Now that said, I did like a couple of the scenes. I like when he goes after the school bully kid.
Yeah,
that was cool. But
again, that's very like manufactured to get that kind of reaction. It's like, oh yeah, like that's a cool payoff to the setup or whatever.
Yeah,
that's about all it is.
Fair enough, but then that's what all storytelling is, isn't it?
I guess.
Huzzah!
I like to think there's a little bit more craft behind the story.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, it's not like avant-garde, true-to-life filmmaking. I mean, we're just gonna go on the streets of Paris and start filming crap.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I do like Malcolm McDowell. Like I said, I think he does a very good Loomis. You can't fault good actors for being in bad things. I mean, look at Ron Perlman. He was in Alien 4.
Oh yeah. Sad Alien 4. And I had to think about that for a second, and we brought that up in Animaniacs.
Yeah,
so, there you go.
Shit on that movie as much as I can, but
yeah, I would too. Although I did see that in the Strand when it was the old Strand Theater, so that was at least one good thing about it. Anyway, is that all we got?
Yep, that's about all I got for this movie. I mean, surprisingly, I had a little bit more to say about this than The Thing, but I think that's just because I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about the ones that you've seen the most. I think.
Yeah, and also because like more people. I don't know about that. There's almost more to analyze in The Thing, so it's been done a lot more.
Fair enough.
The original Halloween's a little bit there's definitely some mystique there, but it's a little simpler story.
Yeah, it's like you got babysitters, you got killer, you got
a little less ambiguity.
The killer guy gets the babysitters, Dr. Guy goes for the killer, and that's about it. But all right, for 3 Geeks Network, we have been your Fraidy Geeks. I am Dan.
Scott.
And we will see you next time.
All right, recycle your droids.